Hi, welcome to Adventures of a New York City Girl, Christmas 2024. So excited. It's actually just Saturday, December 7th, so I had full intentions on trying out my first Vlogmas series this year. I did Vlogmas day one. This was last Sunday, and what did you know? I didn't even attempt to edit it, so it's just sitting there. I had a beautiful time at the New York Botanical Garden train show up in the Bronx, and it's one of my favorite activities to do every holiday season. I do have a video from last year up on my page, so please feel free to check it out. It's a little different this year. The train show is very similar and it's very magical. The only difference is they did not decorate the grounds of the gardens this year. They still had the exhibition that they were doing for the Nightmare Before Christmas. Was it Nightmare Before Christmas? I think it was Nightmare Before Christmas. And yeah, so it's a little more of a Halloween vibe than a Christmas vibe. And so I think that is now over. I don't think they're going to do the Christmas displays in the gardens anyway. I haven't heard anything, but it was a beautiful afternoon. I highly recommend it. And it was a great way to kick off the Christmas season. Yeah, and if I get around to it, maybe I'll post my Vlogmas Day 1 video. It's been a very busy few weeks, and so sorry, I haven't gotten around to it. But it's been a great few weeks, and the holiday markets are up. The Christmas trees are just starting to light. And so I've been running around the city trying to catch everything. The Rockefeller tree lit this week. Bryant Park lit this week, I believe, or maybe it's maybe tonight. My favorite is the New York Stock Exchange tree was lit on Thursday. Yeah, so they're coming. Zuccotti Park is all lit up, so it's all here, and they'll probably all be done within the next few days, and everything will be super sparkly. So yeah, so I've had a really nice time. I work down on Wall Street, and so I was able to check out the tree last night on Friday night after my office holiday party, which was lovely. We had that at the Wall Street Hotel, Le Marchand restaurant, and it was great. I really loved my coworkers, and I loved my job, and we had a few clients there as well. So that was great. And then today I went to grab lunch at the Bryant Park Holiday Market because I don't live that far, and so I had to drop off some Amazon packages at Whole Foods so I could do my returns there. And I know that there's a Whole Foods right across from Bryant Park, so I was like, okay, great, I'll return what I need to return and grab lunch at Bryant Park. And I love Bryant Park Holiday Market. Love the Bryant Park Holiday Market. I've probably already been there 20 times in the last month, but it's going to be fewer and farther between because the crowds are getting absolutely insane to the point where sometimes you can't move. So it's beautiful, and I highly recommend it. And especially if you are a tourist in New York City, you should check it out. If you're a tourist, you may even find the crowds fun. And everybody's in a good mood, so it's not awful. It's not like you're going to Times Square. So sorry, yes, go to Times Square too. It's fun. As a local, some of these places are hard to go to when it gets that crowded. So yeah, and last night I had my holiday party. I saw the New York Stock Exchange tree all lit up. And you have the Fearless Girl right in front of it, which is, a fun moment. And then I took the train out to Midtown to go home, and then I decided, you know what, I really want to go see the Rockefeller tree. And so I did, and the crowds, it was probably 11 o'clock at night, so the crowds were not crazy around there. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Again, with many of you may have heard that Saks Fifth Avenue is no longer doing their light show. At least not for this year. Hopefully they bring it back next year. It's so spectacular. But so it was a little bit of not a letdown. It's absolutely not a letdown. Saks is still lit up, and they have Saks all in there, all lit up in front. And the windows are all decorated. They weren't necessarily decorated for the holidays. It was more winter feel with all of their designer displays. But it's still beautiful to check out nonetheless. I haven't gone around to the rest of the windows yet, so I'll do that in the next few days, and I'll probably post a video on that for you. But this video is to decorate my holiday tree, which I love doing every year, and I can't believe it's December 7th and I still haven't done it. I am of the November 1st, the Christmas tree goes up, but here we are. Like I said, it's been a very busy few weeks. I sing in a chorus, as you may have seen from my Lord of the Rings or my Studio Ghibli videos. I love singing in my chorus, but we had a concert at Carnegie Hall a few weeks ago, and I take voice lessons I take a voice class, I should say, at Juilliard, and I have a recital tomorrow, and so I wanted to keep things low key, but it's been a little bit of kept me very busy for the last few weeks. My work's been busy because it's the end of the year and trying to keep up with friends and family, Thanksgiving, so all these things I just feel very behind on, not only this channel, but everything I love about the holidays. So I'm hoping the next few, once I get through my recital tomorrow, things should get easier. I think work's going to calm down a little bit after this week. So hopefully I'm back and I can be all Jilly the holiday elf as much as I can for the next few weeks. So anyway, so Christmas tree, I actually unpacked all of my ornaments because last year I made you sit through me unwrapping them all, and so I'm not going to make you do that. And I'm probably not going to have so much commentary on my travels this year as I did last year. So if you want to check out the long one, feel free. It's the About Me video. So if you're really that interested, please check that out. But I'm going to get started. As I said, most of my tree is travel related. Every time I travel somewhere, I like to pick something up, and so here we go. And these are not in any kind of order other than how they're laying in my box right here. So the first one is Iceland, a little puffer. I did not get to see the puffers in Iceland when I went. I just missed this season, but I did get to see the Northern Lights, which were spectacular. So I'm going to, I bought the puffer ornament simply because of, yeah, they're cute, and I didn't get a chance to see them, but now I get to see one every December. And here we go. Last year, I did a Virgin cruise to Greece, and we did a stop in Turkey. We started in Athens and went to Santorini and Rhodes, Mykonos, and then we went to, I'm losing it, in Turkey, Bodrum in Turkey. And so it was a coastal city, which is beautiful. Santorini was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, but it's very crowded and very hot, so please be prepared for that. And yeah, Mykonos was fun. I had a lot of time. Like, Mykonos also very crowded. All the streets are streets and alleyways are so narrow, so any kind of crowds, it feels very, very crowded. But Mykonos felt a little more spacious, a little more shade, and it's very windy. So it was a much more pleasant experience than Santorini. It was just blazing hot, sun all the time, and crazy crowds. But oh gosh, Santorini is so stunning. So please go check that out if you can. And that was my trip last year. This is from Amsterdam. This is a Delft ornament from the Delft factory, which is, they're known for their ceramics, and this Delft blue is their signature. And if I'm saying anything that I've either misunderstood or I'm just plain wrong, please let me know, and please put those on in the comments, because I don't want to be misinforming my people. We get a lot of misinformation these days. This is very heavy. This is ceramic, so I'm going to put this on the bottom. I may have to take this off while I move it. Right now my tree is a tiny little tree, and it's sitting on my coffee table, so I may have to shuffle things around when I actually move it. I have a little sparkling beverage here. I don't drink that much older I get, but I do appreciate a good cocktail, and I found this at Trader Joe's. Just picked it up on a whim because it was easy available and inexpensive. They call it something spritzy, which is a sparkling festive beverage with grapefruit, cranberry, and orange juice, and sparkling water, or tonic. I think it's just sparkling water. And it does feel very festive, and it does feel like a cocktail, just without a hangover later. And then I also have, just to keep it a little more festive, I'm burning a candle. It's my favorite Christmas candle that I keep in my Christmas ornament box. This is from 5th and Madison, which they have stalls at the Bryant Park Market and the Union Square Holiday Market, and all of their things smell amazing. This is the Joie de Noël, and it's cranberry, mandarin, and clove scented candle, and it smells great, and it makes me feel very festive without smelling like I'm living in a Christmas tree farm. Also, no judgment, those are great too, but yeah, something different. All right, next, this is a beaded, I guess it's a beaded egg that I picked up in Puerto Vallarta last summer. Try to put the lighter and smaller things up on top and the heavier ones on the bottom. Let's see. I'm gonna try to keep the travel ones first, because then I can fill in the other ones later. This is from Rome. This is the Colosseum in Rome. Christmas ornaments were very, I was surprised. Christmas ornaments were very difficult to find in Rome. I did find that, I think I just found that randomly at a souvenir shop, but yeah, I thought that, you know, I don't know, I thought Christmas in Italy would be a bigger deal. It's not. No, granted, I went not during holiday season. I think I went in May and then October twice, and so it's not really a holiday season, but I still want to keep my Christmas ornaments. This one is from Cayman Islands. I don't know. I mean, yes, there's shells and sand on the bottom here. I don't recommend. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I don't know. Should I be saying this on YouTube? Pretty sure it's illegal to bring sand back. But this was a Christmas ornament, and I did not get caught. Please don't tell on me. I'm just noticing that now, and I went to Cayman Islands in like 2014, so it's been a while. But so anyway, long story short, do not bring any shells and do not bring any sand or any kind of wildlife back with you, because you won't get caught by customs, or you should get caught by customs. I did not, and that was that. Also went to Puerto Rico. Was that last year? Was that only last year? I mean, it was in January. I'm pretty sure it was January of last year, not 2024, but 2023. So I got myself some shells, not real shells. But that's from Puerto Rico. I feel like I need to go back. It was my first time in Puerto Rico. I feel like I need to go back. Just experience a little more. You know, it's like one of those things where, you know, when you come back, you're like, oh, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have eaten this kind of food. And so I would like to do that again. Maybe a cruise out of Puerto Rico. We'll see. I don't know if I'm really a Caribbean cruise type person. I love the Caribbean, and I really loved both of my, we'll get to the second one in a minute. Both of my Virgin Voyages cruises. But I think if I'm going to go to the Caribbean, I want to go to the Caribbean and like stay at a resort as opposed to a cruise and just kind of like hop on day trips. But we'll see. Going to Puerto Rico is a lot easier than going to Europe, so from New York City. So we'll see. TBD. This is a shoe from Harrods from 2011. Harrods is the big, massive department store in London. I was with a bunch of my, well, not a bunch of my sorority, two of my sorority sisters. We had done a trip to London, Paris, and Ireland. It was my first trip to Europe ages ago, and yeah, it was fun to kind of poke around there. And this is from Turks and Caicos. Had some pretty, I've been to Turks 3 times. The first time I was there, I got stuck there because we had a Category 5 Hurricane Irma come through Turks and Caicos. If you're interested, check out some of those news stories. It was pretty wild. It was a Category 5 and it hit directly. We were stuck for a week. I don't know, I think we were stuck for a week without air conditioning, without hot water, without feeling any sort of normalcy. No clean clothes, because who would have guessed that they would have been stuck on an island for an extra week. So yeah, it was fun times, but I did meet some amazing friends throughout the ordeal. That's not that I'm glad I went through it, but I'm glad that we had some upside to that. I unwrapped them, but the ones that were in boxes I did not. So bear with me. For my first trip to London, I guess this is the same trip that we went to Harrods. We also got to go to Buckingham Palace when the Queen was away for the summer. They do open, I guess now when King Charles is away for the summer, they will open the palace and you can take tours. And so that tour, I picked up a crown. So I feel like tiara is a little more my style, but crown would do. And this comes in like one of those fancy boxes that looks like all cushiony. One of my favorite ones. Okay, yeah, I'll do this one. Again, I must pack these all the same because it's all the same trip. Which I try to only do one per trip, but It was before I started collecting them. This is the Moulin Rouge in Paris. We didn't actually go to the Moulin Rouge, but we did walk in front of it, and they have a fun picture of me in front of the Moulin Rouge. Okay. This is Vatican City. Same. I've been to Italy 3 times. I love Italy. It's really got a piece of my heart. And yeah, again, it's hard to find ornaments in Italy, but the Vatican shops, I had a little more luck in the Vatican shops in Vatican City. So here's one of Papa Francesco. Papa Francesco. Yeah. Really light one, but it's a little big, so it's a little bulky. A little. I think I got this one. I have 2 very similar ones. This is an egg. It's an actual egg that they pierce and they drain and dry and then paint. And this is I was very nervous bringing these home. They pack them very well, but I was very nervous about bringing these home. But there's some that I don't know how they do it, but they kind of make it so it's almost like lace, and the patterns are very intricate, and they kind of carve around the shell. This is an eggshell. I'm assuming it's a chicken eggshell. It looks about that size, but I'm not sure. Czech Republic was beautiful. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to go. I would like to go back and explore more of the countryside. One of my favorite, we did some day trip out of Czech Republic, and it was called Český Krumlov, and it was one of those quaint, feeling like you're stuck in Beauty and the Beast, and you get the cute little town, and you're just expecting bakers to come out and flower shops all over the place, which they pretty much were. But I really enjoyed that, and so I'd like to take the chance to go and explore some more of those one day. Okay, so here, you'll see what I mean in a second. So on that trip, I also had gone to Budapest and in Hungary, and so yeah, they're also very well known for these types of ornaments. I'm gonna bring this a little closer. I'm sure it's a little more difficult for you to see. Yeah, so I love these. I think they're beautiful. I would love to get more. And I do think that some of the holiday markets in New York, you can get things that are similar. But I try not to buy, unless something's very special, I'm trying not to buy ornaments in New York City, just because I have a little tiny tree, and I really love the experience of opening my ornaments every year and remembering the trips I've gone on. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it special, and now that I have traveled enough and have bought enough, not enough, there's never enough ornaments, I don't want to lose space for things that may not have as much meaning. So I'm trying to keep it meaningful. That's why I'm putting all of my travel ornaments up first, and then if I have some extra space, then I'll move them. I'll add some new ones. I did a lot of ornament shopping when I was in London in 2011. Oh, here we go, Tower of London. I'm a big history buff, and I really enjoyed going through the Tower of London. Yeah, it's such a dark past, but it's an interesting past for sure. And I always say that London is very similar to New York, but with better accents. And they also have, their history is, so fascinating, and just, I know Americans are obsessed with the monarchy and things, but I can't say I go that far, but the history of the monarchy I find very interesting. So let's see what's next. Okay, I think that's just it. Okay, I spent 36 hours in Paris, and how many, did I just put up one? Maybe, oh no, I just did the Moulin Rouge. But then I also have a black and white white one with the Eiffel Tower. I do think I have another Eiffel Tower one somewhere, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had one at one point where it went and where it's going. I have no idea. It's just hard because some of these are so heavy. This is for my first trip to Ireland. I love Ireland, by the way. I love the people. I love the, kind of low vibe culture, which I love. I love fancy things, in case you haven't noticed. But there's something about Ireland. I just felt so. Yeah, I felt so relaxed, so fun. I've been now 3 times, but this is the first time I'd gone. And one of the day trips. This was the same trip I took to London. Went to London, Paris, and Ireland. And we did a day trip out to the cliffs of Moher. It was very hazy. No, I wouldn't say hazy. It was very foggy that day, which I think Ireland is known for, right? So we didn't get to see much, but what we did get to see was beautiful. So again, something I'd like to go back and see. But there's so much of the world that I want to continue to see. Okay, I may have to do a little reorganization later. This is also on a trip. This was my last trip to Ireland, and it was actually my last trip before COVID shut everything down. So this was New Year's of 2020. So I left New York New Year's Eve 2019 and arrived New Year's Day in Dublin. And on that trip, we went up to Giant's Causeway, and so they have all of these. Oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Basalt columns. Yeah, it's just an interesting formation on how these rock columns form on the shoreline, and so it's very unique. And yeah, so I picked up an ornament from there. Just remember, this is very heavy. This is solid glass, so this is very heavy. So this is another one that needs to go on the bottom. Another one that I'm probably gonna have to take off while I rearrange it. But it also needs to go slightly higher up because it's so heavy. It weighs everything down. So let's see. Works. I have to hide it. How many of these are actually travel related? Some of them are just things I picked up in holiday markets. All right, we've got a few. These I did pick these up in the Kris Kringle market in Chicago. I thought I was going to go. This is when I decided I wanted to do holiday ornaments more than just the few that I had. And so I picked these up, although I probably should have done other countries, but this is Iceland and France. I wish I would have picked ones up for ornaments for countries that I had gone to before starting this type of tree, but I didn't, and now here we go. It's still fun. I still like to think about those trips. I also have YouTube playing in the background on my TV, playing a bunch of holiday music. So YouTube, I'm on YouTube. Please don't copyright me and get me in trouble. So this is from my trip to Toronto, and I thought what's more appropriate of Toronto than trees or leaves. I was thinking maple leaves, but I do not believe this to be an actual maple leaf. This is an actual leaf. It's covered in, gold, 24 karat gold finish. It's an oak leaf. But when I think about it, why did I pick up something that was a maple leaf? That's what they're known for. But anyway, might have been because it was a little less expensive. I don't know. But Toronto's a real quick trip from New York. I've only been there once. And I'd like to go back. I'd like to go back to Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls on the Canadian side was pretty spectacular. Just the sheer I don't want to say it was overwhelming, but it kind of had that overwhelming feeling to it. Awe-inspiring maybe is the right word. I would rival that to the waterfalls in Iceland, which is also spectacular. So I do kind of wish I would gone to Niagara Falls when I was younger. This, I don't know, you kind of want, I don't know, I kind of want Niagara Falls to be incredibly special, and it was. But I'd already been to Iceland, and so that that experience I had already had elsewhere. But being a New Yorker, you know, you kind of think of Niagara Falls as wonder, and it was, and don't mean to minimize that at all. So please go. Let's see. All right, that actually may be all of my travel. No, I had another. I know I had. So my last trip, I had gone to Barcelona. My last trip, I had gone on a Virgin Voyages cruise out of Barcelona to the south of France and to Ibiza and Palma de Mallorca in Spain. And I loved Barcelona. I really loved Barcelona. And I loved the cruise. I spent 4 days in Barcelona, I think. This was in September. And you know, as I mentioned, the year before, I had gone on a cruise out of Athens and to Santorini and Mykonos and all of that, which I loved. And I didn't, because I loved the port so much, I didn't really experience the ship as much as I probably should have the first time. Oh, sorry, this is the first time I'm putting this up and it's not tied. And so this year, I had done the cruise to Spain and the south of France. I tried to take more out of the cruise itself, and I loved it. But I wasn't. I hate to say it. I wasn't a fan of the ports this time. We had done, yeah, as I said, we'd done. No, did I say the last one we had done Palma de Mallorca, which is not the case. This one we had done Marseille, Cannes, Palma de Mallorca, and Ibiza, and so. So, I mean, it was a great trip, don't get me wrong, but I was less excited about the ports than I was the cruise itself. But that said, I loved Barcelona. If you have a chance, please check out my Sagrada Familia video. It was one of the most spectacular buildings that I have ever been in. It's still not even finished. It's been under construction for 250 years, something along those lines. But Gaudi had left such detailed plans on how this masterpiece should be finished. And yeah, it's worth every second of that construction. I hope they're supposed to be finished in the next year or two. I would love to be able to go back one day. I don't think that I've missed too much. I think it was pretty much completed by the time I went in September. But yeah, I'd love to see it without the scaffolding all around one particular side of the structure, and it was, oh gosh, it was magnificent. So I have this ornament. It's little. It's not what I thought it was when I remember it. It's supposed to be the inside of the Sagrada Familia, and this just, I don't know if I got one that was just printed incorrectly, but it's still a good memory, even though the ornament isn't what I expected. And I've got a video up on it, so please check that out. All right, I'm not gonna have you guys sit here while I put up all of my less important. I don't want to say less important, they're all important, but yeah, there's not really good stories behind them. So I'm trying to think of what else. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to see in regards to Christmas in New York for the next few weeks, please let me know. Please comment below, and yeah, I will definitely check it out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to hit Diker Heights sometime this week. I want to go earlier in the season again because of crowds, but even on the weekends, I've gone on very crowded weekends and they were still enjoyable, right? But always things are always a little more enjoyable without having to deal with crazy crowds. So I'm going to try to hit that sometime this week, and then I want to hit the holiday windows at all the department stores. I haven't been to Macy's yet. I haven't been to Bloomingdale's. I live by Saks, so I do see those all the time. Yeah, so I'm going to try to check those out this week. May try to go to the Brooklyn Botanic Garden for their Lightscape event, which is also always fun. It's a little expensive, and as we all know, inflation has been real. And I have a feeling it's going to be very, very real over the next few years. So trying to at least get all of the free stuff in first. And so just checking out all the trees and checking out, you know, even just going to a fun bar or restaurant that's all wildly decorated. Always fun things to do. But if there's anything that you may have heard of or may have seen and you have specific questions and you think that you'd like me to check it out for you before you come next year or before you start making your itineraries for upcoming years, please let me know. I'm happy to do it. And yeah, if you make a comment and have a few likes, I'll give you a shout out when I'm there. How's that? But take care. Please enjoy. And I hope that I'll be able to do some more Vlogmas videos. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can do any promises there, but I will definitely do some more holiday videos for sure. But will I be able? I'm not going to be able to do that on any kind of regular schedule. So I'm going to go rest my voice because I do have a recital tomorrow and I can hear and feel that it's a little scratchy. So yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, and follow along for more adventures of a New York City girl. Happy holidays. Please like, share, and subscribe to follow along for more adventures of a New York City girl.